Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. And it's Saturday, July 24th. And we do these Saturday morning training calls, skills-based training to help brand new members get off to a good start and our existing members to learn how to get new people started right. And they're focused around our 4-step proven plan of action, which you all know is prepare, share, care, and enroll. And today we're going to be focusing on step 4, which is enroll. So welcome to the call, and Judy, and if you're standing by, love to see your smiling face. There you are.
There I am. Hello. Good morning.
Hey. So to get to this point, today we're going to be focused. If you've done a good job sharing and caring, and you don't even have to do a good job sharing and caring. If you're just sharing and caring, it doesn't really, the better job you do, the better results. But if you're sharing and caring, you're going to get people say, well, how do I get started? And we're going to focus a little bit on that today.
And before we get started on that, Gregory, I think people who are listening live right now and for replays, I think I'm making a guess here, but I would guess that you would like to hear from Gregory as much as I would about why he talks about sacred trust. It's a philosophy behind the enrollment. And as we know, everything begins in the invisible realm, and then it crosses over into the visible. And in the invisible realm, our thoughts, our approach, our philosophy. So Gregory, why sacred trust?
Well, thank you, Judy. And as you know, I found out through the years and trial and effort and success and failure is that if you do your work properly, if you're a good tour guide, let's say, and you're sharing enough information, as we like to say, to help someone make an informed decision, you're not forcing somebody, because the old saying, a person convinced against their will remains the same ever still. So you want someone to say, I want to join. And whether they want to join as a customer or a distributor, either way is fine. You got to help them find the path that's best for them. And we know that a lot of customers will evolve into distributors, like my wife, Robin, and us. We started as customers, okay?
Me too.
That's right. So, we started as customers, and once we found out what we had, we couldn't help not share. So if you've been, so phase 1, let's say, you're in the sharing and caring, and you're kind of the tour guide. Here, watch this video, check this out. Here's a testimonial. Here's a conference call. Here's a 3-way call, whatever. And someone says, okay, how do I get started? I want to emphasize, and we're going to go through that in a few minutes on, how to get a customer started right, how to get a distributor started right. But the philosophy behind it, from my opinion, is, again, you'll hear me say this over and over again, and you should write this down. The ultimate goal is to develop long-term, mutually rewarding relationships.
I'm writing.
Long-term, mutually rewarding relationships between you and your customers and you and your distributors, as well as you and customer service, you and your upline. That's the nature of life. Hopefully you all have close friends. You have long-term, mutually rewarding relationships where you help each other out. That's what friends are for. And this is really relationship marketing. And the difference between relationship marketing and direct sales is, in regular conventional sales, it's you give people enough information to make an informed decision, you make a sale, you make a commission, and you move on. Well, in network marketing, you give people enough information to make an informed decision, but then you open a relationship. Okay, so, and in my opinion, it's a sacred role and responsibility that we have as sponsors, enrollers of our customers and distributors, to ensure that they have a great experience. And Max always likes to come and participate in the training. So, well, morning, Max. He's our training cat. Anyway, so I really believe, you should take this to heart, that when a new member joins your team, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. You have to slow down and make sure they're getting what they need. And we're going to cover over the next, 10, 20 minutes, we're going to cover some of the considerations with getting your customers and distributors starting right. But I just want you to consider the concept that this is not a marriage vow, but it is a commitment, because once they sign that contract, they are, you know, customers are kind of fluid, you know, customers are like being engaged, okay? Because a customer, you know, they may fall in love with the products, decide they don't like you, and they may sign up with somebody else. And you can't stop that. Well, you can. The way you can stop that is make them like you. Just go anywhere else. When you get engaged, you know, the way you get to the altar is you make your mate want to get married, right? Well,
Uh,
when someone joins you as a distributor, they're bonded to you. You know, that's the beauty of network marketing, is once they sign that document online, you know, it's an online enrollment, they're contractually bound to you and the company. And so you should consider you're kind of contractually bound to them. And instead of, you know, in the early stages, as I say, you're kind of a tour guide, giving them enough information to make an informed decision. Your role shifts to become a coach and a trainer. And we'll dig into that a little bit more as we go through this morning.
all right. Whew.
Download.
That was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Because of course it's exciting when you enroll a distributor and it's a third silver distributor on one of your, you know, and you're saying, oh my goodness, this is going to get me to this level. And while we need to be practical, during the enrollment process, it's about the other person. So thank you for talking about the sacred trust. Beautiful, beautiful. So did we want to move to a quick introduction of nitty-gritty basics or direct to enrolling? What do you think, Gregory?
I think we should, you know, give these early birds on Saturday morning with us a little orientation, maybe a preview to what everybody else is going to hear on Monday night when we unveil nitty-gritty basics to the entire organization.
Okay.
Da, 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 drum roll.
Yes, the drum roll and the story, because we're storytellers in network marketing. So I'll begin with the story behind nitty-gritty basics, which is essentially the same story that as lies behind nitty-gritty 101. Both emerged from my listening. Listen like you've never listened before. And I was hearing many people were leaving Facebook or were not on Facebook and needed a website. So that began, and it evolved because I listened to the input from people who went to nitty-gritty 101. So fast forward about a year later, I was talking with Terry Werner Hobbs, and she was saying, you know, Judy, nitty-gritty 101 is excellent. It's a great resource. It's a wonderful library. However, it's overwhelming for brand new people. And Terry was catching on quickly, but she was thinking of the people she was enrolling who, you know, they move fast. They don't have a lot of time. So unbeknownst to Terry, I created nitty-gritty basics. And Gregory, you and I had already been talking about a simplified version. However, it was listening to Terry that provided the impetus. So this contains, I would say, 10 to 15% of the information that's found on nittygritty101.com. It's not different. It's just the basics, the bare essentials. What is the least amount of information you need to know in order to get off to a quick start? And so that's why I began with this website will help you orient quickly and easily. But number two, get the basics you need for a solid and successful quick start, including the link for Nitty-Gritty 101 for more in-depth information. So that's the background. I'll invite all of you to do your own tour through it. It's very, I think personally, because it's how I think. I went from people want to be welcomed. They want to learn, how do I wear my patch? Learn about that while they're waiting for their shipment to arrive, fill out the X39 health tracker. They can watch some videos, learn just a little bit. including, here I'm doing a tour, Rob Blanc Mascari's interview with Dr. Nicholas for an overview of all patches, which is very helpful since customers are receiving samples. So we go from a welcome, learn how to wear your patch, learn a little bit more about it in depth, and then over to the distributors, customers, and what's new. So for my brain, it was a logical progression. And under distributors, you see there's a welcome letter, get onto the calls, get connected, learn about the perks for preferred customers, how to enroll, money back guarantee. So let's begin with customers. I think we talked about that, Gregory, and let's go directly to enrolling customers because today is about enrolling. So while you were just doing the quick intro, Gregory, I went in and changed some of the verbiage on enroll online. And when any of you go to it, you will see it. Oh, it's already up. You already refreshed it. That's perfect. So this morning I added, if you're a preferred customer, you can have people register from your personal referral link. So people will say, well, what's that? To find it, this is where you go. Number 2, you make a copy of the link, send it to your would-be customers. I'm trying to stay away from the word prospects because I get a lot of bad, negative comments about it, but prospectors are looking for gold. So it's really, I think it's a compliment. But anyway, would-be customer, and then see below for instructions. And there we have very quick instructions. You can download it, send to your customer. If they follow that, they will have no problems.
Beautiful.
All right. I cannot take credit for that. As we know, Connie sent that to us. If we scroll down just a little bit more past that, you will see that's it. That's how simple it is.
Beautiful.
All right. And then customers can enroll by phone, not distributors. And so I put in there, be on the call with your future customer and customer support person, I should add. Otherwise, just be sure to give them your LifeWave ID number and your first and last name. You don't want them being enrolled with anyone else. There's a phone number, when customer service is open, and boom, that's the nitty gritty. That's the basic nitty gritty of it all, Gregory. What would you like to add?
Well, I'll add one thing is, before you get them on the phone with customer service, you're going to want to explain the difference between being a retail customer and a preferred customer. And usually when you explain that, very few people like to pay retail when they can pay wholesale. And a $50 discount on X39 is pretty convincing. And you just let them know there's a $19.95 membership fee, kind of like Costco or anything else, to get the wholesale price. And then they're paying the same price that we as distributors pay, which I think is very, very enticing to a customer. And so when you get them on the phone, you let them know, if you're using the phone, you don't want to have to go through that thought process with the customer service rep on the phone. You already need to make sure that decision's already made.
Gregory, I love what you said. I listened to what you said because as distributors, our job is to listen like we've never listened before. And I can add a little intro just above enroll online, enroll by phone, and give the philosophy and the details that you just mentioned.
Yes.
What do you think? Is that going beyond the basics?
No, I think that's important because that's the primary decision point. When somebody says, yeah, no, we say, do you want to, are you someone who's going to be sharing, or you want to use it for your own personal, use? And say, well, great, then we can start you as a customer. And there's 2 choices, retail customer or preferred customer. And we need to explain that to them. And like I say, most people, when they say you can get a 33% discount and pay $99 instead of $149, it doesn't take, a degree in mathematics to figure that one out.
Even Max agrees to that. If you go back to the navigation bar, click on customers and go to customer perks.
Okay.
preferred customer perks, we would have already visited here ahead of time.
Mhm.
And that you would have told them all of this, but never have I mentioned the difference between retail and preferred customer. So I am going to add that. Wonderful, Gregory. See, we all learn on our distributor training calls. It's lovely. Shall we move over to enrolling distributors?
Let's do that.
All right, into the sacred trust, enrolling distributors.
And I just want to differentiate between customers and distributors. I heard this metaphor once before, and it always stuck with me. Enrolling distributors is like silver, but enrolling customers is like, adding silver to your wealth. Enrolling distributors like adding gold. We love our customers. We love silver and gold. We love customers and we love customer getters, and distributors are customer getters. So it's always wonderful when somebody says, no, I want to approach this as a business. I could see myself sharing and making some additional supplementary income. And that's when the fun really begins, isn't it?
Beautiful. Yes, it does. As a matter of fact, your mentioning of the silver, the gold, the wealth, loving it both, it reminded me of a YouTube I've been listening to by Earl Nightingale, where he, sorry about my phone, where he introduces acres of diamonds. I'm going to post that after this call under network marketing, because it really is about recognizing the wealth that is around you at every dimension. So I just triggered that. And so those of you who are on this call, I'll post that acres of diamond under network marketing on nitty-gritty101.com. So that's for more in-depth information.
I just got an update from this call is being monitored for quality purposes by Robin. And she reminded me, and she wanted me to say, statistically, the top 3% of distributors, the people that are, senior presidentials like Robin and I, and Judy's a presidential, of the top 3% of distributors that have really arrived, 64% start as customers. That means like 2/3 of the top people in companies. And here it's 100% of the people, between Judy and I, 100% of us started as customers. So you never know where the business is going to come from. And it's fine if somebody wants to start as a customer. It's the path of least resistance. And they, many of them will naturally become distributors. And then you can move them onto this page, or some people they catch it right up front. No, I can see there's an opportunity here.
All right. Well, thank Robin for introducing that. That's wonderful, wonderful. All right. So coming to the nitty-gritty basics, it's less information, but here we have on this page, you will find how to enroll. And before so they kind of wonder, well, how do I get started? So you have already sent them the getting started options, the enrollment kits, pricing and content. I love that one as well. And the 3 phases of the compensation plan. So let's just look at what is contained on this page, because we have done a number of other Saturday trainings on the specifics of enrolling. So number 1, how to enroll. And I do love this simple question that Dr. Sarah Glenn came up with. So thank you, Dr. Sarah. Are you open to sharing the patches with others and earning money? From that one question, people will divide into customers or distributors. And with the customers, as you said, Gregory, there's another division into 2. And that actually mimics the binary system, doesn't it? It's always about dividing into 2, just like a tree. The roots of a tree grow, dividing into 2, and the branches. I love the binary. So we have 1, how to enroll a distributor, the question you can ask to make sure that they do want to be a distributor. If we scroll down to the next blue bar across the page, getting started options. You created this, Gregory. We are indebted to you for this. And you can send this to them, you can download it. Is there anything you would like to say about the getting started options now, or would you like me to continue the overview down the page and then come back to this? What's your preference?
Well, since that's the next step, you send them when someone says, if someone does respond, yes, and you're going to enroll them as a distributor, the very first thing you do is send them to getting started options. So it's important you have this document downloaded and somewhere accessible on your computer, on your desktop, in a file, or, if you're in person, you have it printed out and with you, and say, great, let me review the different options for getting started. And our job now is to help them select the enrollment kit that best fits their needs, their plans, and their budget. And the bigger the pack, the bigger the discount. So, Robin has enrolled customers with diamond kits because they were financially very solid, so it fit in their budget, and they have a big family, and they were so excited about the products. They knew they wanted to have plenty of them around. And so, when you come in with a diamond kit, for example, you're paying about $84 a sleeve for X39, where you come in as a bronze kit, you're paying $99. So you want to find the pack, since people are coming in primarily as a distributor, silver and gold are the two most common ways people come in, because the silver includes 3 months of X39, and the company waives a $25 membership fee. So there's a $25 discount. If they come in at the gold, it includes 5 months of X39. So it's $500 of X39 plus one of the other products. So that's another $50 or $60 value, plus the $25 membership. So they're getting about a $75 discount when they come in with the gold. So you can explain these things to them. Now, if you've got a serious business builder, an experienced networker, you do want to let them know about the benefits of starting with the Diamond Fast Track Kit, we like to say it. And you can read this below on your own, but it's important to let people know. Again, our job is to help get started in the way that best suits them, not you. And you may come in as a gold and think everybody should come in as a gold. Wrong. Some people want to come in as a bronze or silver, and you will get some people want to come in as a platinum or a diamond. And so you present this to them, answer their questions, and from that, they make their own decision. And sometimes if they have questions that you can't answer, this is a great time to get a three-way call going with one of your upline leaders. Say, hey, Kai, I've got Judy on the phone. She's ready to get started. She's got a few questions that I couldn't answer, but she's made the decision she wants to join as a distributor. I'd like to introduce you to, because, Judy, Kai will be one of your upline support team members. And Judy has been a friend for many years. And, Judy, why don't you ask Kai the question you posed at me, and blah, blah, blah. So I just want to point out, this point of enrollment is a great time to leverage a three-way call. You can use a three-way call to help someone make a decision. You can also, to join, you can also use three-way call to help someone make the decision how to join as a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or diamond.
Beautiful. And with the silver kit, people often ask me, well, what should I order? What should I get? And I always say, if you go for 3 X39s, and they say, well, it's just me. Why do I need 3? Does that mean I don't need to order again for 2 months? No, because there are reasons to have extra X39 stem cell activation patches on hand. You do want to be ordering every month. And remember, you're thinking like, if they're thinking of just saving money and improving themselves, their sense of well-being, they're probably more like a customer. But Gregory, here are the 4 reasons that you put down why having extra stem cell activation patches on hand is a great idea. Even if you're single and suddenly you've got 3 months worth, what do you do with it? And here are some great reasons. Could you just do those 4?
Well, certainly, products to use. So if it's only you, you need one sleeve, but if it's you and a spouse, you'll need 2. You might have other friends, but as soon as we got involved in the business and Robin started using the product and having great results, people that we talked to locally wanted to use and try the product. And it was a lot easier to say, great, write me a check. Here's the product, so you can have product on hand to sell to your local customers and product on hand to sell to your local new distributors. So it's hard to sell from an empty wagon, as I like to say, but the nice thing about the way Lifeway works, because they have quick shipping and you don't have to carry a big inventory, but keeping some product on hand for that spontaneous opportunities. So products to use, product to sell, and products to loan. So if you have someone in your vicinity that signs up as a distributor, you can loan them some product from your inventory. When their product arrives to the company, then they can repay you. So you can loan it to them. And we like to have products to share. I mean, a lot of us are sampling people with 1 or 2 or 3, of the X39 samples and building a business through what we call gifting, giving the gift of good health and sampling. But we won't get into that. That's part of the sharing training that we do in step 2 of our proven.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you for creating this. And I'm very much about a singular focus, a single focus. The X39, if with the silver kit, people want to order 2 X39 and something else, I say get 2 packages of Ice Wave. It's very demonstrable. And if you hurt yourself, it's very, very handy. But too many choices and people can't duplicate it. Too many choices, they can't make a decision. So the getting started options, I love all the facts. Can we scroll back up to the top? We're almost done here, Gregory. Back up to, so we had step 1, send them the getting started options. Step 2, select your placement settings. Step 3, send them your personal website. And step 4, email the X39 health benefits tracker after they've enrolled and send them the distributor welcome letter. So during the enrollment process, people say, well, what should I get? So we have 1 option. Number 2, the getting started options, the PDF that you just went over. If we could scroll down past that. And number 3, the LifeWave enrollment kits. So they can see it could be 1 sleeve of LifeWave X39 or 2 sleeves of any other patch or a combo. And please scroll down 1 more, Gregory. And we come to the 3 phases of the LifeWave compensation plan. If you can just go back up to that blue banner, you'll see what I added. Download and send only if someone asks about the comp plan prior to enrolling. I'm going to put the word if in uppercase and bold it. Only if, maybe both those words. You don't want to, it's if they start to ask. I love how you described the 3 phases of the LifeWave compensation plan, but remember, we're trying to keep it simple, duplicatable, and most of the time, a couple of quick answers is all people need for the comp plan and how it works. And you can then introduce them to all the details during the next go around, which is you take them to the prepare section of the getting started guide. So it's almost like an upward spiral, Gregory. We start ourselves at enrolling. Then we, as a brand new distributor, our sponsor, we go through the getting prepared, the share, care, and enroll. We enroll someone, and then we do exactly the same. We duplicate it. It's an upward spiral. And the simpler we can keep it, the more duplicatable it will be. So over to you, Gregory.
Yeah. Besides what you said about only if, because when someone's joining initially, it's primarily because of you, the company, and the products. I think that the compensation plan, it's like, when you go to buy a car, how many of you look under the hood before you buy the car? And if you look under the hood, all of a sudden, all kinds of other questions come up. And So this is handy if someone wants to know about the compensation plan, if you're enrolling or talking to an experienced networker, they may ask. And this document breaks it down into 3 simple phases: personal production, team bonuses, and leadership bonuses on the next page. But like you say, I'm glad you emphasized that, Judy. We only share that if we need to. That's downstream for the normal course of training. It's not.
Gregory, in terms of the basics, I interrupted you, I'm so sorry, but I got excited. In terms of nitty-gritty basics, perhaps this is not necessary under enrolling distributors. I am, for nitty-gritty basics, I'm more interested in removing things than adding to. So
I kind of lean in the direction of leaving it there, but emphasizing send it only if someone asks.
all right, I'll do that.
Yeah, because this way, when a brand new distributor, then you're sending the nitty gritty, letting them explore. This is a good thing for them to find and read.
Okay.
But it's not necessary during the enrollment process. It's important during the onboarding education process.
Well, I have it in a different location. So everybody who's here Saturday morning, you can begin to understand the wonderful creative communication that Gregory and I have, and Gregory, Robin and I have, where we're always playing off one another, So this nitty-gritty website, both nitty-gritty websites are just like, they're organic, they're alive, and you're just hearing us as we are, creating the best we possibly can for you as a brand new distributor to get off to a successful and quick start.
Oh, beautiful. So, Judy, I was just looking, there might be a couple of questions in the chat. Thank you, Kara. Yeah, this is awesome. You're so amazing, Judy. She loves you too. Thank you so much for these sessions. I've tried to join Young Living Facebook group. And so just reach up if you're having trouble getting into the Facebook group without success. How may I join, please? Susan, if you could just reach up to one of your upline leaders. I don't know how to answer that. Oh, right here. So maybe if you could just reach up to one of your upline leaders, they could help you with that. Make sure you get enrolled. And you can go to liveyoungerfb.com and apply to enroll. And when you go there, what questions will they ask when they go to liveyoungerfacebook.com to enroll? Okay, who invited you? So you put your sponsor, and you agree with the guidelines, and then one of our admins will invite you into it. So that's how you could get in, please. So there you go, Susan. And let's see, Sarah, please remind us. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, there was a delay. I thought you'd finished. Please continue.
Oh, I think I'm done. I was going to switch to the next question, unless you had something else to add.
There was a question about where to find the replay for this particular webinar. Glad you're enjoying it enough that you want to listen to it again. liveyoungeryoutube.com. Today's replay will be available Monday afternoon Mountain Time. And
it is available when we get off this call on liveyoungerfacebook.com. It takes a few minutes for Facebook to process it to make it immediately available, but it's there right now. So grateful. Thank you, Kira, and thank you, Gregory, and Robin, and Judy, and much gratitude. The LifeWave group is Live Younger. Live Younger is just our team name. It's not a company. It's not a corporation. It's just, we're the green team, blue team, yellow team. It's just, we've got a kind of a team motif going, Live Younger. So, we open arms to everybody to be part of the Live Younger community, which is part of the LifeWave greater community.
It's like homeroom at high school, secondary school. Remember going the 9th grade, and you go and you're assigned to a homeroom, and every morning that's your homeroom, your base, you're going forth to the day, and that's our Live Younger. And then we move out into the larger secondary school, different classes, and that's into the larger LifeWave community. Just thought of that.
Juniors coming out.
Actually, that was from me being in the 9th grade. I can still remember that sense of a tight community within a larger whole.
Well, I think we've accomplished, we've gone a little over our targeted 30 minutes, but I think we covered a lot of great ground. So thank you, Judy, and thank you everyone for being on the call live with us or on the replay. And we'll be back with you again next Saturday and starting all over again with step 1 in the proven plan of action, the preparing process, helping someone get onboarded and started right.
Wonderful, Gregory. Thank you for including me in this. And let's thank Robin for all that she offered this morning from the sidelines. Thank you, Robin. We feel your presence.
My coach. All right.
Bye, everyone. Keep on patching.